Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, June 18th, and my Instagram fan account hit 50,000. Oh my gosh! What's up, guys? It's Vivi. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video, I am proud to announce that my Instagram fan page has hit 50,000 followers. 5000. I don't know. That is a huge number because it's like not only is a huge number for Instagram itself, but to be a fan page, which I think is so hard, I feel like is a really, really big accomplishment. And so I cannot say, because most of you guys follow that account and actually came to this YouTube because of that. So I just want to say thank you so much for 50,000 followers. That literally means so much. For this video, I thought that it would be cool and a good idea to, make a tutorial, give you guys my experience, my hands-on, how I actually hit 50,000 followers on a fan page, on an editing fan page, and how you can too. I first want to start out by saying when I made an editing fan page, I joined this kind of fandom and this, started making edits back in 2016. That is like literally when I made my first fan page, my first edits, photo edits, whatever. I moved to this account in 2017. I think it was September 7th of 2017 is when this account was born. And so this is important to remember as going because this is almost a 2-year time period, okay? It's not like I got 50,000 in like a month or under this time period. This took me some time. I also want to start out by saying that life on an Instagram fan page and being an editor back then was so much different than it is now. When I started, I was a video star editor, and video editing is what I wanted to do. I didn't photo edit, I wasn't good at it, I never liked it, and I loved watching video edits. So I told myself I'm going to be an editor and I'm going to edit videos of Bratayleyspower, the YouTube channel, and if you guys have already been, following me and stuff, you guys obviously know who they are, and that fan page is what I have grown on today. When I first started, I was so excited that I posted sometimes twice a day. I would post once a day. I would make as many edits as I could, and they were so fun. I was younger, I had the time, and I would just edit on my phone, and there wasn't screen recording back then, so I would have to actually download it from like these apps and stuff. It literally was just making edits, and my following wasn't going up at all. I would get 60 and I'd be so excited. I would get 70, I'd be so excited. I'd be counting by the 10s, by the 1s, by whatever. I wasn't focused on the big picture. I was just focused on making a fan page and wanting to make the best edits I could. You gotta start out doing it because you just want to do it. You gotta edit just to edit because you're inspired, because you're motivated, and it's fun for you, okay? So just saying on my road to it, it started out being super fun. It still is fun, but back then it was purely just fun. And to give you guys some perspective too, I started my account September 7th, 2017 and didn't hit 1,000 followers until April of 2018. So it took me editing twice a day. Let me add, I haven't had After Effects at this point. I've been trying other editing programs. I tried KineMaster or whatever that is. I tried to, expand, but ultimately I stayed at VideoStar until about like mid 1,000 is when I started to change, and it was so cute because I would literally make like a dedicated edit for every 1,000 followers I get. When I switched to After Effects, that's kind of when everything changed, and I know that the editing software that you use doesn't matter and everyone is talented in their own way, but using After Effects back then was kind of a big deal because VideoStar was like the mainstream where everybody was, and if you were on After Effects you were like superior. So when I got After Effects, that really changed the game for me because my editing was different and it became smooth, and this is when VideoStar was still basic, and it was that basically known as that app where you just make cool effects. It wasn't known as really an editing app yet. When you get After Effects, it's a huge deal, and so when I got that is when my account really started to grow, because before then I wouldn't care, and then I would make a dedicated edit for every 1,000 followers I got until eventually it got to the point where I was growing so rapidly I could not do that, and I would only make an edit every 10,000, which is literally, it sounds so crazy saying that, to the point where people really, the engagement on my After Effects edits were so much more than my VideoStar, that my followings just went up. And I'm so fortunate that this kind of situation that I'm about to explain happened on YouTube right now, and it happened on Instagram. So I was still doing the same kind of routine, posting as much as I could, and this was about like summer, I would say summer of 2018 is when my account literally took off. It was because of just one edit. One edit hit 10,000 views, and that was a huge deal. My edits would normally get like 300 or something, and that was a big deal, and if I got 1,000, like I would freak out. And there was an edit that I guess was the first time it was on someone's recommended page, and I was super excited. It was awful. I looked back at it, it was literally terrible, but that edit, which hit 10,000 views, was when I realized like, oh my gosh, like my account is really growing. And from there, my videos all through that time would get an average of like 20,000 views, and it would skyrocket. And I did not understand it because I was like, I'm doing the same thing I've always done. Sometimes it really can just be one video that really shoots your account and changes it forever. But I guess my like overall tip here is that consistency is key. And I do mention this in my How to Grow a Successful Fan Page video, because when you post every day, the algorithms are going to, you know, eventually match up where Instagram is going to put it on the explore page the more you post and whatever. And I was posting twice a day. I mean, I had like not an uploading schedule at that time, but I got to the point where I would post so much that eventually my edit just happened to get on there, and that literally changed my whole account. Time span of like during this summer of 2018 was like, my account was growing so much, like I didn't even know what to think. It was so crazy that I was getting used to getting thousands of followers like every week. And so at about, I think it was September of 2018, I hit 10,000 followers. Remember, I filmed the live stream in my car, just being like the countdown and people, you know, being super excited for me. And 10,000 followers was unfathomable at the time. I was like, 10,000 people? It was crazy for me. It literally blew my mind, and I made a really, really great edit for it. And I remember just being so happy. And this just goes to show is that once you reach like that goal of that 1,000, I just think that from there, everything starts going up. That happened with my YouTube and with my Instagram. And once you get that 1,000 followers, it's almost as if a sign to people. It's like people like, oh, so they're credible, they're good. Let me also add, by this moment and this point in time, when I'm getting to 10,000 to 20,000, I haven't been noticed. I think maybe like Jaden Bartels liked one of my posts, but none of my edits have been noticed. I have not been like ideally recognized by the people I want to recognize me. So this growing my account is solely off my edits. It is off the creativity that I put in and the time and effort I put in. So don't think that to grow an account, you have to be followed by that celebrity or they have to notice you all the time. Yeah, of course that helps, and eventually it did help a lot, but you don't have to, like, that fan page doesn't have to see your edits and stuff for you to grow. That's not what the edits are about. It's about you showing your talent. And so if it gets to the point where they do end up liking your stuff, that's fantastic because you're gonna grow and you got noticed. But if there's a point where they're not seeing your post or whatever, you don't have to have them see it. Like, I feel like this, I have to say this so many times because people think, oh, it's because you're noticed or popular. No. I didn't get noticed till forever, so don't let that stop you. So then once 2019 rolls around, that's when things started to get different. So my edits were still getting views and a lot of engagement, but it started to die down, which it sounds so lame and so annoying when I say this. When I mean die down, I mean like it's still 10,000 views, and I hate this. Back in summer 2018, there were videos that got hundreds and thousands of views, like literally 100,000, and I kind of got that over my head, and I was thinking like, oh, all my edits will get 100,000 now. Like once I got that one video, like of course they're all gonna be popular from then on, because when my followers grow, my views grow, right? That doesn't necessarily apply. After 30,000 is when my account slowed down. I hit like 30,000 followers in less than a year, and for me to hit 50,000, I hit 40,000 a year ago. So it took, so from 10,000 to about 30,000, that took me like a span of a year, but from 40,000 to 10,000, that took a whole year. So it started to slow down. Things started happening in the fandom that I didn't expect. The fandom wasn't active anymore, you know, like back when I started, everyone was engaged and everyone wanted to watch this or whatever, and it was the prime moment. And then like when things happen in the fandom, you know, that affects your edits. These edits started getting less views and less, you know, audience retention, and I was freaking out. I was like, am I gonna quit? Like I wasn't inspired at all, and it like there still were a lot of views, and I don't want to like, don't attack me for this, but they were getting like 8,000 views, and for my following, I was really upset because I was like, oh, I thought this would go even higher. I thought I would get so many views because I have this many followers, but that doesn't matter, okay? It helps a lot, but it's not a definite that you get a bunch of views with the following. It just kind of happens. And then it slowed down, and there was a point in time where I wanted to quit. I was like, my edits are flopping, like I want to leave. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, like I want to leave. I was like, what do I do? And my edits weren't doing good, and I was just upset. I was literally upset, which is so sad now that I look back at it, because there's no reason to be upset about that. I didn't want to post, and I was, you know, thinking everything was gonna flop, and I was in that terrible editor's slump mindset, and I know you've all been there, and it was really bad until Annie liked one of my posts. That literally changed everything, because I've never gotten noticed. She's never liked one of my edits before, and it blew, and it did really well, and I just remember being like, okay, this is the motivation I need. And so I persist, I post, and then out of nowhere, Haley LeBlanc follows me. And that was like, I wanted to quit before that. There was a good like couple months where I wanted to quit. And then this perfect timing of Haley LeBlanc reposting one of my edits and then the next day following me. And that was a game changer. I was like, oh my gosh, like my edits are actually, people care. That is the motivation that kept me going. So this is my advice, is that when you feel like you need to give up and you don't want to post, I think that was the reason why my account did so well, is that despite my account flopping, I never started a new account, I never did anything, I kept going. And I feel like people think, oh, my account's not doing well, there's no engagement, I'm just gonna quit. My account's dead. There was times where I thought my account was dead, and I go back and I still post and I keep it strong, and it eventually gets to where you need to go, because if I had quit, Annie LeBlanc never would have ended up following me later on. That's all I can say, is that just don't give up. Don't give up. So yes, after having this account from September all the way till June of 2020, my account got noticed April 17th of 2020. So I didn't get noticed until like 2 months ago. And that certainly did help my account grow faster and my views go up. And also my YouTube also really helped my account grow up a lot. But I do have to say that once I got noticed, that definitely put my account back on track. Your fan account and your edits to be noticed, you gotta persist. Whether it's an account for people who notice you or not, persistence and determination and consistency will get you to 50,000. Well, hopefully. You guys got this. So there is a little bit into my journey, you know, like I can definitely do a more in-depth, like, I don't know, like what I actually did, you know, day by day, month by month, if you guys want me to, but I just wanted to do a vague, you know, overview of my small journey. Well, small, it's pretty long actually, but my journey to get to 50,000, and I still cannot thank you guys enough. 50,000 people, that is insane. And the fact that you guys appreciate my edits, and I know I'm not the best After Effects editor ever. There are so many people who deserve so much more recognition, but I love you guys so, so much, and that a following literally means the world to me. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want me to do it more in depth, then comment down below. And if you like this video and this was helpful and motivative, then tell me in the comments and like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!